Morning. I want to take you into a few specific thoughts about curating information and speak pretty candidly with you. You know, as Christians, sometimes we can kind of hook up to certain media outlets. I know a lot of Christians, as an example, that hook up to Fox News, and it becomes almost like a IV. And it's not because everything on Fox News is wrong, but it's definitely not that everything on Fox News is right. And as Christians, we have to be curators. And sometimes people begin to adopt things. Some people do it with CNN. Some people do it with MSNBC. Regardless, we can tend toward taking in things and being a little uncritical about them. Or we let them begin to so saturate our minds that it begins to cause other issues and dynamics. We'll talk about that a little bit. But here's the first thing I want you to think about when it comes to maybe some questions. I think maybe that's what we'll phrase it as, questions that you should ask as you're trying to curate information in this chaotic world. Here's the first one. Does the source that I'm accessing right now have a particular obvious agenda? Does the source I'm accessing have a particular obvious agenda? The answer most likely is yes. What that means is that you had better know what the agenda is. Proverbs 18:2, listen to it. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. This is not just about you seeking to understand. That's important. My question is different. My question is, does the entity, or that's comprised of people, that you're getting your information from, are they seeking to understand? Or are they actually seeking just to parrot a talking point or to, out of an opinion, help form your opinion? See, news media has had drastic shifts. It goes way back to the turn of the 19th century into the 20th century. From the 19th to the 20th century, the New York World, founded by Pulitzer, who the Pulitzer Prize is named for. I was reading an interesting article in the Harvard Business Review that goes back to 1995. And it made the point that oftentimes media today and news outlets today do the very thing that Pulitzer started way back. Only now it's had a lot of years to sort of build steam, but Pulitzer took news to kind of a new place. And the news used to be almost a series of bullet points that was just information. But Pulitzer put it into a narrative style with drama and story. And now, if you fast forward from that over 100 years, look at our news cycle now. It's an absolute agendaed piece of interpreted opinions that are intended to get clicks and intended to incite you in various ways. And it's angled that way. Sometime you could go to a media site called allsides.com. If you go there, you can see how one story shows up in a right-wing paper, a left-wing paper, and a centrist paper. And you can see the way that the same story is framed and turned and spun in different ways. And what happens is we end up reading one angle so much that it begins to angle us. My encouragement to you is just be aware and realize that if you're not listening to people who are seeking to understand but are only seeking to express their opinion and win you to that, it might not be the best information you could get. May the Lord bless you today.